Hello and welcome to Watchdog Wargaming. Right, okay, so been away for a few weeks, a lot of things in real life going on, but I'm just going to catch up with what I've been doing, more of a bit of a video log before I go on to other things. Um, what have I been doing? So I've been painting my orcs and catching up with those, and got sidetracked by the new Commando Orks and had an opportunity to buy them cheap, so I got them and realised why they were cheapest because there's lots of missing parts on them. So but again, a kit batching opportunity. Let me just switch over to desktop cam and then you can see the orcs we've painted so far. Yeah, and welcome back. So as you can see, these are from the old Black Reach box set, which I've dug out the attic and started painting them up. It's the old war boss on there as well, so it's lots of lots of kit bashing, and so there was lots of damage to these. I don't know where I've got them over the years, but so some of them are quite heavily painted. I think they're probably from a car boot or something like that, but yeah, so lots of things I had to clean up, remove, or add on. Little things I like on here is I've put the Deptus Mechanicus, a little sigil on top there, and the sort of mirror image of the Orc's face. So he's half green, half steel, and yeah. So these are all going to be blood axes. So it's that's always one of my favourite Orc clans was the Blood Axes. So long time ago, I did have some that were sort of with my Imperial Guard, and then sort of just put them to one side. And there's sort of lots of the rank and file. Let's see if they can get into focus. So it's yeah, lots of these as well. So a little. I will do a little painting tutorial on them, how I paint them. So it's completely different to how other people do. So I do mine slightly where if I can, it's so you can see so the muscle tone slightly is a bit glossy or semi-glossy. Um, yeah, makes them a little, yeah, makes the musculus stand out a bit. So, but that's how I do them. I'll have to do a painting tutorial on those at some point. I did try to a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, I lost all the videos, which was a shame. So there's all those, and put them on the other side. One of the knobs from the box set. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the arm that he's meant to have. It looks like the rest of him's been to the gym, but that particular arm seen a little bit of hasn't seen the action on that one. So I think I might have to go and change that arm for something else. So there he is. That's the knobs. And some of you might have just seen my squats in the background as well. So that's one, the old Tech Marine, which you may have not seen before. I've painted up in the new colours of the new squats that are coming out. So there we are on that one. And then when I was rooting around in the attic, I found one of my original squats that I had all painted in the chocolate chip camo combat fatigue, stuff like that. So yeah, they all got sold off in a moment of madness. So out there somewhere there's lots of squats that probably look like that. So if you've got any squats that look like they got chocolate chip, they're probably my old ones. And then sort of like I said, I got sidetracked by the commandos. So he's great. I like that one. As I said, it's I ain't got time to bleed. And then sort of you've got the one that's full of knives, the sniper, the what's it, anti-tank one, and sort of he's like heavy machine. Well, he's got a heavy machine gun, but he's got the old like commando cap on. So that's about as far as I got at the moment. So there's a few that I'm in the process of making up. So a lot of them, probably the reason why I got them cheap is that they're missing lots of parts. So I've been raiding the bit box to have a look on them. And something else I've found as well, which was not very PC nowadays, but I don't know. I used to have these. It's if you don't know if you can see, but these is a human, but well, he's a human bomb, but also is this the human bomb one? No, this is the one who's got the bomb collar. So you had penal troops in the Imperial Guard that were allowed to redeem themselves, and or this was the threat of them if they ran away. I had a penal based on a penal regiment, Imperial Guard, so that's why I had lots of different figures in it, and I had lots of Adeptus Arbites at the time as well when they first came out, and actually a police rhino, I think it was. But yeah, so he's the last of my Imperial Guard penal troops. I think they were called Kampfergruppe Falcon. So if anybody remembers the old comics, I think it was a German penal battalion on the Eastern Front that came from. But yeah, so that's what I've been sort of painting at the moment, on and off. So doing the Orks, painting them up, trying to get my paint scheme right, kit mashing some of the Orks where the body part's not quite right. Got sidetracked by the commandos, and then having a route around, found that squat and the exploding collar bomb guy. In fact, it's still got PW, Prisoner of War, on the back. That's probably one of the heretics. So what else have I been doing? Well, like many of you, I'm probably it's got a subscription to the Wargames Illustrated, and so they've just recently had a 50p sprue thing. I took advantage of that, and let me just switch over to the other camera, and then and then we'll see what I've got. Yeah, welcome back. Sorry, I'm having a playing around with my cameras at the moment, so trying new things. So if it works, it'll be brilliant. If it won't work, I won't do it again. But yes, so back to Wargames Illustrated. So they had an offer if you're a subscriber that you could get their magazines off them for 50p, and especially the ones that had the sprues. So the bolt action late war British and Canadian infantry sprue. Yeah. You pay for the postage packaging, but 50p for that. And then the thing is, I tried it the very next day, thinking you can on the day when you subscribe, or sorry, when you go for this, you can only get one sprue. And then the following day, went back on there just to see, what if, and it allowed me to actually order again. So I ordered another one. So yeah, so but also I took advantage of it. So there's what else did we get? French infantry, 28mm, those ones as well. Okay, and it's a British or French heavy cavalry. So one French and one British. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to have to paint all these up at some point. And then the next one was a British or French epic infantry. So that was French. And the other one I had was also French as well. So I have got some plastic card up in the attic, so that I'll dig those out and do some bases for those. So that's one thing I've always wanted, is a Napoleonic army. I had one probably years and years and years ago. I started doing it, and like it just fell to the side. But these ones, I think, once I've finished off these Orks and everything else, I've probably the next. In fact, there's one more. What's this? Caesarian Romans with Pilum. So that's the last bit. So yeah. So I think that yeah, for under about £5, I think it was. I'll give or take. That's yeah. Hang on, 50. That's £1, £2, £3, £4, £4.50. Yeah, for about £6 I got all that. So can't complain. If you're a subscriber, it's still there on the system at the moment, and so especially the bolt action World War II figures, those ones, they're going for what was it, a fiver on the old Fleabay at the moment. So it's definitely worth having, even if even if you just get the one, that'll be £2.50 postage and packaging and 50p for the magazine. Bit of a Bertie bonus. Ooh, right. What else has come in? I've been doing. I read a lot. That's a good thing. My latest book at the moment is that one. Scorched Earth, Black Snow, Britain and Australia in the Korean War in 1950. So Andrew Salmon. Oh, there's down there. Also did another one to the last round, which is about the Imjin River. Really interested in sort of the Korea War at the moment, and I have been for a long time. It was that's what my bolt action army is all. I've got North Koreans, Chinese are still in the cupboard to paint. US Marine Corps, US Army have done. I'm on kit bashing, 1950s commandos. So those have been commandos, and you've probably seen how I've done it on the using the US Airborne sprue, because the 1943 uniform is very similar to the British 1950s bog standard green uniform as well. Plus also most of the British and Commonwealth troops in Korea ended up wearing American kit and equipment anyway, so that's all good. What else have I been doing? Okay, just bear me a second. I had postman deliver 2 things today. So I've got another, what's this one? Is this Eagle Moss, or is it, yeah, so it's another, there we are, another 143 die-cast Panther. They are out there. They are like rocking horse doo-doo to actually find, unless you want to go to places like Spain, France, where you need a small sort of loan to actually get one. But they are out there, and so this is the plan with this is I'm for people who've got, was it Rapid Fire Reloaded? There's a scenario in there, British versus Germans, and yeah, I've done it. I've got all my rapid fire 20mm stuff, but for a change, I was going to use all my 28mm bolt action stuff, but I'm going to actually use it there for rapid fire reloaded, and use it for the scenario in there. So, and this is my second Panther. I have got a 143rd or 138 scale Panzer IV that I've got to paint up. That's up in the attic. But yeah, these are actually good kits, and unfortunately they didn't do them for very long in the UK, but they did them abroad. Yeah, so they do pop up every now and again, but they're good. And this one's, it says yeah, Panther Auf A, 19 Panzer Division, Poland, October 1944. And it's actually quite heavy. But also as well. What else did the postman? Yeah, postman delivered this today, so I've just had a quick snip on it. And this will be another one of those. Oh, this is an Atlas edition one. This is, and this is, in fact, I'm not. I know it's on a Mortalia. It's a Panzerwerfer 42. Again, this was a. I actually had this for about under £5, and that was including the postage and packaging, so that was definitely a Bertie bonus. Again, some on there are quite expensive, and then others, if you look around or just wait, they do come up. Again, I've got a couple of scenarios where I need a Panzerfaust, not Panzerfaust, Nebelwerfers, but I wonder if I can get away with using that instead of the actual Nebelwerfer itself. But yeah, that'll go with the rest of my kit. I know people say, "Oh, that scales are slightly on the tall side." Yeah, I have a tendency. Oh, sorry, on the larger side. Yeah, I do agree. But over the years, I collected all the 1/43 and 1/48 scale die casts. And then when all the 156 comes out, it was a case of, do I spend all that money on getting, or do I just go with what I've got? So I decided to stay with that. What else did I do? I was watching some YouTube stuff the other day, and was it the Terrain Tutor? Uh, he's his age. He's just been doing his jungle setup, and I was looking at some of his old stuff because it was a couple of things I want to make, is a couple of bunkers and stuff like that, and he had a brilliant tutorial on how to make bunkers. So popped to the works earlier on. So I've got a slab of Daz, and so these, I think they're for use on oil paints, but they'll do for shaping that. So so I'm going to go and start doing some generic bunkers or hard points and stuff like that, and see how it goes. I have got some British pillboxes upstairs, but I need something that's sandbagging placements and stuff like that. So I can use that for the Korean War. I can use it for modern stuff, a few other bits and bobs. So I'm going to see how that goes. I've got some MDF already cut upstairs in squares, and I'm just going to use that using his techniques. I'll actually put the link down below to his website. He said some of the stuff that he does is amazing. I wish I had his talent. And then sort of that's it, more or less. I said there's been lots of things going on, sort of personal wise, and sort of just coming out to the end of that now. This is a bit of a happy time with mother-in-law passing away, so it's sort of just trying to get back into the mojo of painting things up and back to work and everything else. So, but the last thing. This is the last thing. This is give you a sneaky peek of something that I will be probably showing later on. So, some of you may or may not know of an organisation called the UK Fight Club. Nothing to do with bare knuckle boxing or anything like that, but it's actually a group, an online group that plays lots of simulation games, so modern simulation games. So some are current serving military, some are retired, some are high-level academics, some like me, a bit of everything. And there's this big push to get wargaming back into the forces. Sort of for those sort of been out for some time, so it's always been there, but it always seems to have been sort of like the officers and stuff like that are sort of that level of wargaming where it was where they get taught on sort of in the defense academy, or as a to it, or part of their training as becoming officers. But I remember sort of when I was when I first joined the army, I joined as a junior leader. So straight out of school, joined the junior leaders, and sort of I remember we were taught sort of your basic tactics, fire and maneuver and everything else. And it started off in the classroom, and that was on a chalkboard. Sort of pretty much like the old they do in the football, right? You move here, you move there, and then it's moved from the classroom out into the sports field onto a rugby pitch, and the directing staff had us out in a big line and stuff. Right, okay, this is what you do. And then sort of we started off at slow speed, then it got faster and faster and faster. Later, so you're doing it with weapons. Then it's got live firing, everything else. Join your battalion. Then you're actually live firing over in Canada, or sort of later on live firing for real, if you know what I mean. But so what they're trying to do is actually. In fact, I'll just show you. So this is what they've brought out. It's called Take That Hill. It's a board game, and it's like a manual war game primer from the UK Fight Club. And it says on here, I'll read the back on the blurb on the back of it. So it's take command of a rifle platoon facing an entrenched enemy on key terrain. Can you overcome the challenges of distance, time, and testing opposition to achieve a victory on a hill? So this was originally produced by Professor Phil Sabin. Take That Hell has been developed by the UK Fight Club to introduce entry-level wargame concepts to an uninitiated audience, as it serves as a basic vehicle to expose common mechanics, components and design choices. The wider aim is to enable the positive benefits of wargaming for professional development. So Take That Hill uses a simple hex and counter 4-phase turn system, 6-sided dice to replicate low-level infantry tactics. It's suitable for both head-to-head or solitaire play. Advanced rules add tactical depth and new mechanics covering direct and indirect fire, obscuration, I can't even pronounce that, depth positions, mines and low wire entanglement. So 1 to 2 players, 20 to 30 minutes. Let's get that shiny thing out of the way. Low complexity. Yeah, so this is sort of your typical beer and pretzels thing. Something that you could start off with. You sort of in all ranks, all levels. This is teaches them basic tactics. You can actually get things wrong on the tabletop without actually losing people over it, and that's a good place to start. I will go through this in depth probably on the next 1 or 2 my vids, and just go through it as well. There is a supporting website, and I'll put all the details on there as well. And also, if any people are interested in joining the Fight Club, as I said, it's very good, especially if you're into sort of modern wargame simulations. Yeah, so that's something to look forward to. And it's so people who are in the military, some of your units actually in your training wings may actually have this already, or if they haven't, then if you're represented from your training wings contacts the UK Fight Club, they possibly may be able to get one of these for you. I've actually saw this being used to actually teach foreign national students, British students on international language courses, how to do tactics using this in different nationalities' languages. So again, it's really, really good for other things, just not other than just the basic tactics. So that is a brilliant idea. So I'll go into this a lot more in the next video, but that's something to look forward to. So thanks for everything, and yeah, sort of I enjoy doing these things. It keeps me sane, and yeah. So you lot out there, keep safe, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now. Bye now.
Squad morale restored.